Yeah. So, folks, today is the second Saturday. So we usually have this is a every Saturday meetup that we are in. But for about 4 5 months now, this is the fourth one. So 4 months ago, we started the second Saturday discussions, which is slightly different from our regular Saturday meetups. In that we have more. We try to get more, and today we have been successful in getting quite a few open learning practitioners here today. What we do is a more focused discussion on particular aspect of on a particular topic among the practitioners, so that those who are curious to know more about open learning will also get an idea. It's like a window into not just one perspective but many perspectives and many practices. And so we call it the second Saturday discussion on open learning. And today we decided to talk about planning and reflection and the importance of that, and not just the importance of that, but also how we do it in our own practice of open learning. So for actually, I shouldn't be talking too much. So I would like to invite all those who have joined today. We have a good 16 of us on the call today. So at least 8 or 10 of us have been practicing open learning deliberately for the last few months or few years. So please feel free to unmute yourself and share your experiences of planning and reflection, and also how the various ways in which you do it. Um, and after a few minutes of that, probably about 20 25 minutes of that, then we will have a more open discussion with all the people who are trying to or exploring or looking at open learning, so that your questions based on these discussions, and also general questions with regard to open learning and Aarohi, they can also be answered. Though, just letting you know that usually these discussions go quite long, so we have to moderate it quite a bit. So please don't mind if your question doesn't get answered today. I mean, it's either already been answered in a video, or you're always welcome to come back next week, and we will have a little more freer discussion on your own questions. So inviting a bunch of them. I mean, we have Mishti, Sakila, Preeti, Sandhya and Abhilash too, now Dilip, and I think Daksha was also here, Bhaval is here. So folks, the floor is open. Please feel free to unmute yourself, and I will mute myself. Okay, looks like I'll have to call out some names. Preeti, you didn't introduce yourself either, so please, you start.
I did. Where were you, Ruchi? Anyway, I will start. Okay, so today's topic is planning and reflection. So, to start with, I would say that generally means it is assumed that open learners or homeschoolers or whatever name you give them, they are quite erratic and they do not have any plan, and maybe they just go haywire, and they are not structured, they do not know what to do, something like that. Maybe people would have that impression, but that's really not true, because these people, like open learners, even have more like structured plan for themselves based on their own interests, like based on whatever their likings or dislikings, and according to that they structure themselves. They make their own plan, and when they plan, and because they are themselves responsible for their whatever planning they've done, so they stick to it, they adhere to it, and when they do it, then it's like it's beautiful. So basically, planning is a very integral part of learning, any kind of learning, and also reflection. So with us as a family, last 2 years since we have been into open learning, we have been planning and replanning and replanning and reworking and restructuring and changing and reforming some other way, finding new ways every time. And it refines and becomes better every time. And we are trying to get better every time. That's it.
So Preeti has said everything, we can all go home. Thanks, Preeti. I have recorded it.
Okay, I'll share what I have experienced so far in planning. So last 2 months, when we started this, I mean, we have no clue of how important planning and reflection was, and we somehow came to understand that it is very, very important. Otherwise things were not at all going, I mean, we were getting more frustrated. We were not knowing what to attend, when, which to read, when to read, none of that, or what, how to even structure our our interest areas. We were totally lost at some point. Then we got, I think, a clue from one of the club or somewhere that I think people were sharing their plans and all. Seeing at that, we thought, okay, let's structure it properly with a plan. Then we started planning. It made things very, very simple. I mean, it made very easy, at least in our mind. So we have a proper timing. Okay, we'll structure this. Of course, my kid may not follow it, or I may not follow it. We might also break the plan, and again we try to rephrase the plan, and things like that can happen. But the starting of at least putting it in a paper, structuring our day, okay, this time what I am planning to do, that makes like very, very easy for us to, especially when we have no predefined structure. We at least come up with one structure for the day, and that was helping for last few days. And then when it comes to the end of the day reflection, right, there were many times where we were complaining against each other, or we were not happy with the plan, and we were kind of messing up things on the fly in the day. Then immediately we used to think, okay, let's discuss this in the reflection, let's continue. That itself has made so much easy for us. And in reflection, I personally felt my son Ritvik, who is 9 years old, he was opening up so well. Like, I saw him expressing what he didn't like and what he liked, which I wouldn't have got it unless we had such reflection time with him. And even among us, we both were reflecting, like, okay, I think you shouldn't have disturbed me in this time. You should have, it should have come into planning. You dragged me out for this. Now that is becoming so easier, and so so better. And I'm very eager to learn more ways of doing this. And I'm also seeing my son participating very eagerly in such things, because he's defining, now I want this, when can I put it, which day should I put it, he's asking us this thing. And it is becoming so easy now to have such conversations. So I'm still learning. That's why when Ratnesh told that today it's planning and reflection, we decided, no, we have to be there. We cannot miss this.
There's one more thing I wanted to add. So it's like we have all assigned tasks, whatever we have to do and everything. But there are moments, throughout the day where certain things don't happen according to the plan. It's not a personal thing, but collaboratively, what certain things has to be addressed. When that misses out or something, I'm like instantly there to jump upon them. So this we thought, okay, I have to hold on, I mean, instead of reacting immediately. And we just thought, okay, all such things has to be carried out only in reflection time. So that I'm struggling so badly to hold on without reacting. Oh my god.
And I'm enjoying it.
So now you have planned fights instead of random fights.
Yes.
So I have throughout the day, it's like, okay, what all, I mean, those thoughts are getting refined, even giving time to talk about it. At the end of the day, during the reflection, I just feel that this is such a silly thing, why I don't even need to reflect on it.
Yeah.
That's how it's interesting. It's challenging, everything.
So now we need to get you to plan how to sharpen knives and bring out better arguments.
Correct. And it actually helps, right? I mean, when argument is valid, why can't we accept? Yes, I'll definitely accept. Even if my
Yeah.
argument is not valid, why would I want to push it on someone? Reflection time, I mean, that enough time given for it is actually refining that thought process. It's good, actually.
Yeah, that's super, super. Yeah, and the excitement is, it's palpable. We can, we can feel. Thank you, Sandhya and Abhilash. Bhaval, Pranav, Sakila, Mishti.
Yeah. So, for planning and reflection, for me, it has always kind of been something that was not very important. And now, after I joined Aarohi, it started slowly building, like becoming more important, because for it was like if planning was there, I was kind of stressed out. It was like I had to do this, I had to do that, and then it was kind of, let's say, not very much fun. Then after some time, it kind of became like a part of life. Like we could just do it, and nothing would really happen. And still, in reflection, I am not like very enthusiastic. Even in planning, sometimes I really get irritated that why do I have to do this? So, but later, actually, once you finish it, like once I almost finished my week's planning, so I was like, yay, at least 1 week I could do it fully. So that kind of gives a good satisfaction. And I think once you get used to it, then it's actually pretty good for you also, and also for everybody else. Like if you share it on Discord, if you talk about it, then other people also get to know. They can also like connect with your, like there are much more possibilities that okay.
Lovely. Thank you, Mishti. Anything you want to add? You seem to be thinking for something else. No?
No.
ठीक है, बाद में you can come back later too. Thank you, Mishti. Sakila, would you like to?
Yes, Sesha. So for me, I mean, throughout my life, I mean, I used to plan, but what I had missed was putting my plan in paper or writing down. So I think after joining, I mean, after being part of the Aarohi community, I started doing it. But this reflection was something which was totally new to me. Then I realized, so once we get dressed up to go out or anything, so we stand in front of a mirror and see if everything is okay. If whatever we have done is okay. So now I can relate this. So when we are reflecting on physical stuff, I mean, I think it is also important to reflect on. I found the importance of reflection, which means I have to, think about what I did, whether I did it wrong, how could I have done it, and all those. So that was something which helped me to find out where I'm going wrong, how else can I do it, question myself, and a lot more. And so my son is like, he usually he doesn't want to plan. He doesn't want to write down even his plans, even think of it. But after all these things, all this 1 year of journey, he plans, whether he does it or not, but he does plan. But the best part which I observed last week was he was in his chess class, and after that he came back to me and he said, so 1 second, sorry, my younger one. Yeah. So he came to me and said, Mama, they asked me puzzles, but I didn't answer. I didn't answer them. That's something which I didn't like about myself in the chess class. This was the first reflection which he did to me, and he kind of analyzed what he had done and what he has to do to make himself, to learn something that is chess for him. and it was wonderful.
Lovely. Thank you, Sakila. That's a lived experience. Yeah. Bhaval, are you okay
Yeah,
talking?
yeah.
Please.
Yes, I am okay talking. Yeah, so it's been like 8 years from now when we
Bhaval,
are
can you on video,
unschooled,
please?
homeschooled, whatever. I wasn't sure whether it will allow. So, yeah. So, So it's been 8 years now. Initially, when we were planning, and sort of reflection also. But like planning and reflection had some I would say watch from my side. It was not. It was Krishiv's planning, my son's planning, but kind of I was keeping watch on that, or probably it was my agenda to make him do things. So that's the shift in later years, or probably time when we are connected to Aarohi on regular basis. So now where am I coming from is like when he plans, he gets to think, and that's where my role is, or my thing is done like that. On that particular moment, both of us got to think that, okay, what is to be done, and when we are reflecting, I am not there again with that take that acha ye kara ye nahi kara, ye hua ye nahi hua, but he has his own ideas, or he has his own thoughts that, okay, these many things I have been planning since last 3-4 weeks, it's not being done. So it's like or being done or not being done, it is all self assessment. It's not like me doing, I am doing for myself and my child is doing for himself. So in this journey, like pehle jo pressure feel ho raha tha, somehow I was feeling that out of school, but somewhere school is happening. It's not about school, anti-school kind of thing. It's just terminology probably we are using, but yes, some external force which is being used. I am not using that internal force of learning, which is there, burning and quite alive. So I'm not giving that space to stay alive kind. And now with this, when gradually when I'm understanding the planning, we are in process, but yes, जैसे ज़्यादा समझ में आ रहा है उससे ज़्यादा it's been more joyful, this process. Otherwise, earlier also it was happening, but again it was some खींचा तानी करते हैं चलो planning करते, then all, but now it has been lighter and feeling like acha now on right kind of right path, or probably working, going well kind of. That's it. Yes.
So maybe earlier it was a task, now it's a process.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm saying maybe earlier it was a task, now it's a process.
Yeah. So very different perspectives on planning and reflection, and also experiences. One thing that I would like to... Dilip, yeah, please, Dilip. Thank you, Ratnesh. We haven't heard from Dilip yet.
Okay, thing is, we have been unschooling our Daksha for last 3 years, but planning and reflection really happened when we got an opportunity to visit Aarohi, just a visit 1 week to Aarohi, not planning to join Aarohi, just to visit Aarohi. That is when we really understood what is the importance of planning and the reflection. The reflection came afterwards, the planning. The planning was so important, and how it just changed the perspective of open learning for us, for Daksha, me and my wife. The planning was very important. And we saw so many methods of how we can plan a week, plan a day, or plan a month. Like that experience we got it from Aarohi, the way, how many ways by which we can plan our day. That was like really changing it. And we had a trip, our family had a trip last 2 months to Lakshadweep. And every day we were like doing this planning and reflection, which was like very helpful for us. Like we knew what to do the whole day. If it happened or not happened, that doesn't matter. But actually we sat together in the morning and we planned the day with other friends and other things for the activities and what we could do. And in the night, we all used to sit around and just reflect what happened, what good experience we got, and how it was. So I think like planning and reflection for us has helped a lot in this journey of open learning. That's it.
Thank you, Dilip. I think Rekha has joined us. Is this Rekha? I mean, the same Rekha or a new Rekha?
Yes, Dvijay, it is.
The same Rekha.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm using the phone today, so the
No
video
problem.
is off. That's all.
Yeah.
It's new Rekha today.
New Rekha without Dekha.
Without Rekha. Please, Rekha, go ahead.
Yeah, the planning and reflection, I would say, actually, for the past 1 year, my son has been into open learning. Before that, I jumped into open learning to understand what actually it is, all that. So the first opening circle when I attended in Aarohi, it was, they were talking about planning. मेरा thought process था, हाँ, planning तो usually होता है, दिमाग में होता है. It was never in with pen and paper. I have never done. So I guess that first time when there was a breakout room and I was with a kid called Achlesh. He was talking all that and मुझे अच्छा लगा to listen. I also listened. Then Ratnesh jumped in and told, no, we all are equal here. We all share our plan. That's when it struck, okay, what is my planning? I usually do what household chores are the usual, which takes the precedence, at least in the mornings. So I told, these are the things, but never gave it a thought as such. But as I, on a weekly basis, when I attended the Aarohi sessions, that is when it struck, oh yeah, this does add value to my, but it was just me, so I was getting used to that idea. Of course, reflection did give me this thing, because I don't know if I had attended counseling sessions, all that, counseling classes and all. So reflection, somewhere I was doing it, so it had helped me, but I had never thought I would get it with kids at home. As a group or as a family, getting reflection was very new to me. Never gave it a thought as such. But I guess 6, 7, 8 months down the line with Aarohi, planning and reflection did add value. And one sentence Aditi told has stuck with me. It is designing your day. Planning is not a to-do list. It is designing your day. That was like, oh, this gave me a new, I'm designing my day kind of, give me a very new boost to, it is not a to-do list. Yeah, I can coax my kids to see, you can design your day. You don't have to do planning. It is designing your day kind of a thing. And the journey with planning and reflection, I would say, has improved quite a bit. One reason being Aarohi X, the Discord, the group that we share all our plannings, all our reflections, that has helped me to see how so many people do their own planning and reflection in their own way. And that gave me ideas to ask questions. How else can I do? That was a beautiful way to connect, as Dilip told, right? It was at the end of the day, which used to just sit and connect to what did we do, what else can we do, all that. That gave me ideas to connect with my child on a daily basis. In the morning, whatever plan we have made, it happens or not, that became secondary. But the connection during that planning and the reflection, that is what I look forward for now.
Lovely. Thank you, Rekha. Yeah. Do we have someone join here as iPhone? Can you please rename yourself and okay, Anuradha's iPhone, I suppose. Yeah, okay. So no, there's another person joined. The Anuradha is one person, but there's another iPhone here. But anyway, let's not get too distracted. We like to keep it as a community, so we would like to associate a name with everyone who's here. So please do not mind asking that you quote unquote identify yourself. Yeah, so just to add to the whole point about planning and reflection.
Pranav is waiting to talk also. Sorry.
Oh. Boss, please.
No, only thing is like when we hear the words planning, the immediate next word is strict discipline. You have to do it. No, that's what's your agenda. That's what comes to our mind. So I will not talk there the planning in particular of any particular child or any individual. We just recently concluded a road trip of 20 days, and in that we had a broader broader map of what we want to do. So idea was going through the Western Ghats and coming back through coastal line. That was a broader plan, and we had probably identified few places. How many kilometers can we travel a day? And these are the broader places which what we want to cover. When we plan these things, and you let it go. You let me be easy with it, and you just move on. And as you move on, you see at times certain things which you have planned might not happen, or maybe few things are closed, or maybe few things you reach late. Maybe you are not able to stay at a particular place where you had planned earlier. Maybe you reach there late, or maybe you reach there too early in a day, or so that you can move on further. So what I say is planning can be flexible, and that is what when you say road trip or open journey or anything of that sort, it allows you that space to be open in all regards. What to eat, where to eat, when to eat. If I have done 3-4 wildlife reserves, and somebody might suddenly call me and say, "ये भी देख के आना," कि नहीं अभी हमें वो नहीं करना, वो हमने देख लिया है. या सडनली ऐसा भी होता है कि हमको पता ही नहीं होता कोई जगह हम लोग निकल गए, and on the road somebody calls, ये देखा है क्या, ये पता है क्या, and suddenly maneuver your car to a new destination. So planning doesn't have to be very rigid. It can be open. An idea is and you can have a mini planning, say a half day planning, 1 day planning. कि आज शाम को आज दिन में हमने ये किया. Now I had 7 beaches thought of. तो मुझे ये भी बीच देखना है, मुझे ये भी बीच देखना है, मुझे ये भी बीच देखना है. अभी after seeing couple of beach you might feel बस बहुत हो गया, बस इस मतलब यही बीच होता है, यही पानी होता है, ये sure है more or less. So then you might skip a couple of beaches. So that's how the life goes on. So planning, when we say from even child's perspective, it can be flexible, it can be open. Child might want to wander a bit here and there. On the way when we went, we didn't have the thought of we will watch watermelon plantations, and somebody told us there is watermelon plantation somewhere here, 1 hour at a 1 hour distance. So we had to go turn around our car 50 kilometers and we had to go there. So we did that because that gave us joy. So it doesn't mean that when I plan something I have to strictly adhere to that planning, or I cannot include something in the plan, or I cannot exclude something in the plan. So I think planning can be open, and as a family we always used to discuss, do we want to eat now, do we want to take break now, can we continue further, can we stop here, is this place a good place to stay? So this is all works as a team or as a reason when you are working in open learning kind of atmosphere. So I think that's what I want to state about planning and reflection as a whole, not in a particular framework of learning or that kind of.
So I don't know if I've missed anyone else who would like to share about their planning and reflections. If you would like to, because 2 बार तो मैंने अभी missed 2 folks. I think we okay. I'll just share my own perspective, and then we can have a quick round to just share how all we plan. But before that, I just wanted to share a couple of things. One is that when we think of planning, if you think of your professional life, or like Pranav was sharing of any travel that you do, invariably we plan. And most often we do reflect also. I mean, if you have been part of any theater productions, or if you have been part of a project, whether it is in your housing community, or even in your house, if you're planning to get your house painted, right, there has to be some amount of planning that we do. When do we get it painted, what paint, what color, etc., etc., right? So the process of planning is not alien to our lives. I mean, even as a housewife, I'm pretty sure that you would be planning what you will cook today, what groceries you need, and how are we balancing our diet, etc., etc. So planning is very much integral to our way of living. Unfortunately, what happens is that most often planning doesn't come from within us. It comes from outside. That, okay, you do this in the morning because this is when you do it. Why do you do it? Can I do it at another time? And stuff like that is not something that is flexible, not something that we are open to. So one of the things that I feel is I feel is a learning experience when we go through this process of planning and reflection, is that what all I can plan, right? The expanse of my plans is primarily limited by the limits that I put. It's not limited by anything else. So that itself is like a mind-blowing experience, which we all, I mean, Sandhya and Abhilash were kind of sharing their experiences with regard to that. And it's really something that we all can only experience, and probably not very good at communicating, though they were very good in sharing their excitement about their discoveries. So that's one thing. The other thing I want to say is that it's never perfect. I think almost all of us have shared this, that, we fail or we don't do things. It's not just that we don't do things. It is that we feel we could have planned better, right? And that's a good feeling to have, that we can do something better. So when we are talking about planning, it's not like arriving at this perfect formula. No, it's just that trying to get into a frame of mind where we are scheduling, we are planning our activities, and in some sense also identifying what our objectives are. So that brings me to the last point. In some sense, and I had put this in the write-up also that was shared, we can think of this as setting the syllabus, drawing up a class schedule, and also the learning objectives for each class. Only thing is that we are not just talking about a 40-minute engagement between a teacher and 40 students, but rather each of us engaging with ourselves and those around us. So so setting such framework helps us in processing our learnings, and in better understanding ourselves, and also the journey that we are going through. So yeah, I mean, just some thoughts on planning and reflection. And just quickly, because we are already at 46, 5:46.
मेरा नंबर भी आएगा?
आपका नंबर नहीं आएगा, आना है क्या? ठीक है, आप भी बोलिए.
Yeah, I just wanted to little expand that with some examples, that I can plan for kindness, I can plan for frustration, I can plan for let's say friendship. So I can plan for anything. If we are planning only tasks, that's boring. Okay. If we plan, we can plan, or as actually beautifully said, design our day or week or month or life in many aspects, and not just in terms of the tasks that we do. And in the same way, when we reflect, reflection isn't about something happened or not. Reflection could be about, hey, where was I kind during the day? Or where was I frustrated during the day? Or where was I this during the day? Or how did I treat somebody? Or how did somebody treat me? Or how did I enjoy sunshine today? Vitamin D, please. Yeah. So like I can literally reflect on any aspect of the world, including how am I looking at, let's say, this Ukraine war, so now that could be that's just a thought. Everybody knows the news. So what am I thinking, feeling about it? And maybe I have not thought of it. So the whole canvas is like unlimited, and that is why perhaps the plan word doesn't really capture the whole thing. I like the phrase of designing my day or designing my week or life or whatever. That is, yes, that's more interesting. Yeah, that's all. Duji, ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा.
I mean, always you add value. So आपको बोलने के लिए छोड़ने में कोई एतराज नहीं है. So yeah, if folks can also touch on the second part of today's title or discussion topic, how all we do it, because, and let's not get into why and what and all that, just share your house. How do you plan, various ways in which you plan, so that we can wrap this in another 5-10 minutes and then have the others who are patiently waiting and listening into the conversation also join the conversation. So quickly, one by one, or all together also, if you want to, raise a cacophony. Okay, maybe we'll go in the reverse order. So how all I plan? So no, Ratnesh, you will be the first one. How do you plan? Go.
Okay, so I'm actually not a planner. I hardly plan. Yeah, there are to-do lists, but that is anyway not a plan. That is a to-do list. I don't call it a plan, but I don't really plan. And I go by my touch and feel of what I want to do during the day, week, whatever. But I would say I give far more importance and significance to reflection. So that to me is a continuous process, both inside and with people. And perhaps one of the role that I play is ask a lot of reflective questions to people during the day or whenever I'm interacting with them, including, let's say, lunch, dinner, whenever, because there's so many children and adults here in the campus. And to in a very funny and a very interesting way, the reflection itself becomes the plan. In the sense, when I reflect, I invariably would think, oh, so tomorrow or next week I will, look at it, this aspect of my life. So that invariably becomes a plan for me and for others. Thank you.
Yeah. So going by the reverse order, so I'll just go next and then please folks pick up from there on. So unlike Ratnesh, I do plan quite a bit. Not that I succeed in doing it, but I mostly try to put it in terms of what is the overarching theme that I would like to achieve with something. And then of course the reflection is an essential feeder to the deltas in the plan. And that's the other thing that I feel is very important. My plan keeps changing almost by the hour, and every time I have a thought, I reflect on it and I immediately try to put it into my plan for the next. So two things that I would like to share with regard to my planning and reflection. One is that it's happening constantly, and two, it is happening as in it's getting revised constantly. So yeah, so that's my method of planning and reflection.
It's my turn, is it? So even I don't have a very particular plan for a day. There is definite schedule for a week, so it's a routine. But even that is flexible in a way. So things as they come, and as much importance or as much the kind of time I want to spend on that thing, I just go on with that. So it goes with the flow more than the actual plan thing. And yeah, reflection, actually I probably I can work on that. I do very limited reflection on things, but I do keep thinking about how to improve on certain aspects. So that's about the day, how it goes for me.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah. We can definitely hear you.
Hi, my name is Harinath, and this is the first time I'm joining. I think we were referred by some teacher from your school, and we just wanted to know. I see happy parents around here. I just wanted to know the starting of the academic session, etc. I have got two kids with me, one studying in class who's going to class 9 and the other one in going to class 2. So
yeah, so yeah, we can you just wait for about 5-6 minutes more? We'll
sure,
finish this
sure.
round of sharing by the community parents who are here, how they are
Yeah,
doing
sure.
reflection, and then it will be all open to knowing about how Aarohi or open learning works. So just be more patient. Just 6-7
Thank
minutes
you.
more patience required. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can continue the quick chain after Pranav. We don't have to necessarily follow the order, so we can just do a rapid share.
Yeah, Bhaval here. To me, it's like mixed thing. There are few weeks when I plan like time wise, and I feel like I need it right now. And this week, because it's overly planned or something, I don't really recall the thought why. But yeah, there are some weeks where I plan hourly what all tasks will I do. There are few weeks where I have some mental plan where I feel, acha, these are the tasks for week, or these are I have what I have planned, or what I have however I designed my week, and it happens. But yes, reflection we do on daily basis, like me and my son, and is that planning and reflection. Yeah, that's
Yeah, maybe I'll share. So planning wise, my plan is not. I mean, I don't plan the entire day time to time, but I know overall plan for the day. Like, because I have a very fixed time for office and things like that. I also try to see where I can insert my own interests in the day, and it kinds of goes in the timing. But reflection is where I think I could do far better, and I want to learn more about it. And also, mostly when at home, when we do planning, it's more like a timetable. So that also, I think, can be tried in different formats, or brought in that designing kind of attitude towards it. And even in the reflection, I also noticed, like, mostly it is becoming like a disciplining thing rather than really reflecting and sharing. So these are the we just started on these things, but we'd like to, at least personally, I would love to improvise that for my planning and for my reflection.
And the way I am trying to plan right now, there are so many things actually in my head, whatever I feel like doing and all. But I don't know. I mean, whenever I get some time to think about it and do, only then I was doing. So right now, I just figured out what all are the things which I actually want for myself, what all I can, slowly improve on. I've listed at one place, and I try to prioritize which of those has to be done first, and accordingly throughout the day I am trying to assign, allocate some time and try to do that. But right now what I feel is I'm not able to stick to it completely. Sometimes it is creating a kind of pressure also, that though I have planned for it, I'm not able to keep up to it, I'm not able to do it properly. So that's where even reflections also, I tried, to see that right now I'm only in a way that I at least I should meet the planning area. So there are many places where I think, even the planning things also has to be changed. It's not like I'm able to see that it cannot be so rigid. There are so many new things cropping up, and so many new situations which has to be added in the list or taken out of the list. So it's like just started. So many things I'm learning each day in the planning, and yeah, that's how it is going on for now.
Okay, so for me, the planning is weekly. Every week I plan how it will go, each day how it will go, how each hour will go. Why I plan so minutely? Because I want my day to be fully like by the end of the day, when I finish and do what I have planned, I feel pretty satisfied. And it is not that it is a compulsive this thing that I have to exactly do what is there in the plan. But if I even if I achieve some 50 to 80% of it, I feel very, very satisfied. I feel very, very happy about it by the end of the day. And that is my reflection while when I recheck and go back to my plan and see how and what all I did and what all was planned and all of that. So that happens, that reflection also happens. And and if I miss out on anything that I've planned and I've not done it, then I do not feel at all guilty about it. I really enjoy even that part, because if I've not done something which was planned, then I've done something which was not planned, but I've done something. So it is not that. So overall, I plan pretty well as a week, and I really like my planning because I like being organized, and I like in a way that my time should not you know clash with anybody's time, with my husband's time, with my daughter's time. So I am able to give my time to my husband, my daughter, and my daily chores, my own interests, my own areas, whatever I want to do. It's clear, and by the end of the day I should feel really happy. So that way I plan my day, and whole week is.
Yeah, so, Sakila here. So I go with Preeti. So what I want is I want a learning in every day. So, my planning is usually weekly, and so it goes either with my priorities, or if my son is at home, it is to engage him and to get along with him and all those. So that's how my planning. It's based on him, or if he's not at home, it's based on what I want to do. So again, now one another thing which I've included, what is stop? There are a lot of times whatever I planned do not happen. So what I've kind of found out what is stopping it from happening. So now I'm planning to set that right. So that's how I am in planning right now. Yeah.
Thank you, Sakila.
Please go ahead. Yeah, and I just have one more thing. So now for this year, so usually I don't plan for a year. It's mostly weekly, monthly. So this year I have a plan. So though I do not, I mean, that's kind of, I have put a background demon process in my mind which keeps running, and it keeps reminding me once in a while. So even if I forget, sometimes I get onto that and at least do some work about it. So this is this year plan which I have. And I keep reminding myself, so this is February, already March. So I keep reminding myself and doing it.
Yeah. Thank you, Sakila. Yeah. I mean, 5-year plans are also called for, I mean, we should all have 5-year plans as well. I'm pretty sure in the back of our mind.
So like in an interview, it is like, how do you see yourself 5 years down the line?
Exactly. You got it. So let's open the floor. Sorry, it's already 6 o'clock, but let's just open the floor, folks. If you would like to please share your thoughts on what you have heard, any questions you have, and also, if you are not comfortable talking, you can also chat or type in the chat window, and one of us will respond to that as well. So yeah, please, the floor is open for everyone to jump into the conversation.
Yeah, I'd like to ask this question, and maybe Sandhya and Abhilash can actually answer this if possible. See, as I said, I have a 13-year-old, right? And I'd probably closely associate to what Sandhya and Abhilash were saying. So what I want to ask is, how did you prepare your child for Aarohi? I think earlier they're going to school, and there's a preset way your life is set.
lunch dabba, everything, you go to school, you go to office, all that. So how did you prepare your child for this new way of learning? And how has this impacted you, in the sense, what changes or adjustments have you guys made? Because as parents, it's just not about sending a child to this learning center, right? You have to take some responsibility as well. You will have to probably keep some more time for this. Your Sundays and Saturdays are no longer as it was. So what are those kind of adjustments you made? And how did you prepare your child for this new type of learning? If you could just tell me, it would help.
Thanks. First thing, for the child, I felt he was more prepared than us. He was more prepared to get rid of schooling than us, actually. So it was he who was driving this, is what I felt. So he doesn't know logistics of getting out of school or finding Aarohi or any such community. He was not at all happy with the school right from the beginning. So that was very clear. Like right from the day one, he didn't like it. He didn't like like him being stopped of doing something, or the way learning was happening. He hated homeworks. He doesn't like to write things unless he wanted to write. That doesn't mean he doesn't want to learn. He was just very much interested in doing on his own pace. So that was always there with us. We were discussing, like, I think this is not suiting and all, but we were not very clear about how to do it. So we were researching. So initial days when we sent him to school, we actually sent him because we had no other option. We didn't find what are the other ways to do learning or to educate a child, or even for us how to learn these things. We were not very clear. So while that was happening, we were also researching ourselves on how to what should be the mindset for us to really engage the child in a right way, or help the child to do what he really wants in a right manner. So that was in one sense, we didn't have to convince our child to change his pattern. He was pretty much ready. The moment I told, okay, from tomorrow you are not going to school, he was jumping. He was simply jumping. He was so happy. But there were a lot of adjustments we had to do. As you told, it was not easy. There was office going on for me. Now the child is all the time at home. In fact, from the COVID, we were getting used to that. He was all the time at home with online classes and all, but we were still kind of away from him. Like, we were able to leave him to one online class, and we were able to do our things. But now it was totally different. Now we understood that it is very important for us to have a discussion with the child on everything that he wants to do, and in fact help him understand what we are also feeling. So all such thought process, right, the change of thought process was very much essential. Otherwise we were totally confused. That is where we reached out to so many parents, like these communities who are trying that, who are doing it for so long. Like Bawal, if you have seen, she has expressed that she has been doing it for so long. We reached out to them. And Ratnesh, Dwiji, in the initial sessions when we came, we were full of those questions. How do you do this? How do you do this? But in the process, we have learned that. And one very good attitude we brought in is, we started seeing child as another person in the family, not as someone whom I am trying to teach him. Rather, we started seeing as a co-person in the family, and every decision we tried to make him involved. We kind of started seeing it in a very different perspective, where we started seeing there is no more parent and child kind of relationship. In fact, recently what we did, just because he's calling us dad, I started feeling that I am something big. So I told him, don't call me dad, I am Abhilash, you call me Abhi. We started doing that, in fact, and
it's like a game.
We are now telling him, if you call me dad, I'm not going to respond, because if I respond, I'll respond only from dad perspective, and I don't want to do that. So we want to see you as Ritvik, and you see us as Abhi, she's Sandhya, so we'll speak that way. That intention to see him as another person in the family has really helped a lot. And then things aligned. Then slowly we started or in fact discussing with him what he wants to do for a day. And he has given so many things to do in a day. I mean, He was so active the moment we were doing those conversations. We, for the first time, I think we never asked him, what do you want to do? We simply were telling, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. But when we started asking him, he had so many ideas. He told, I want to, I want to learn about this electronics. Then when there was an opportunity to, screw up few things and all, he was very eager to do those things. Right? There were many such things opened up when we started, changing that small perspective. Now, when I look back at last 6 months or 3-4 months where we were, in fact, trying out these things, now I see that he's very much responsible. I mean, he knows what to do. I don't need to, train him, or I don't need to change his attitude towards open learning. In fact, I had to change my attitude towards learning. And even Sandhya, we both are in fact continuously learning. But he's already open learning. I mean, there is very little to change in him. We were changing a lot. So that is what I have felt.
He could give 3 pages of reflection on the starting day. I was shocked.
We were not even able to write one sentence. He had so much to tell. I mean, when I asked, see, yesterday even I was asking him, see, mommy shouts at you at certain point of time, Sandhya shouts at you at certain point of time. How do you feel? What do you really, I noticed him that he never bothers about when Sandhya shouts at him or I shout at him, right? It doesn't even impact him. So I wanted to learn that. How did he do that? I really wanted to know, because the moment she shouts at me, right, I'll immediately respond. I'll immediately become anger and all, right? So I wanted to know how he's dealing with it. Then I asked him yesterday, what do you deal, how you are able to, take that shouting and simply be cool about it? So he simply says, I don't take it. That's all. But I asked him, I am unable to do that. How do you do that? I just do it. This is how he is answering. Then I asked him, okay, can you teach me how to do that? Can you remind me whenever I am into that zone? Then he says, yes, I'll help you. There is a lot of such things happening, and it's very, very, I mean, I'm very excited to do this more. I think when you explore, you will also find the entire thing is co-created. I hope you can, get more such inputs from everyone, and that will really help and communities further.
Thank you. When you were talking about your child, it looked like you were talking about mine, because I'm going through the same pain that you have gone through. I can
welcome to the club.
I don't know. I'm clueless. I've tried everything. I've tried all schools, psychologists, counseling. Nothing is working. But nothing is wrong with him. He is very clear. He doesn't want to be in this kind of a school. He will chart his own path. He doesn't want to be shown the path. He wants to take his own path. So that I am not able to find a school that can show that. And I think this is where schools like Aarohi and their method of teaching life skills will help, because kids like ours are very different from the usual way of how schools run for kids. So thank you for
one more thing to add on it. Generally, the fear I used to have when I started this, that will my child not do anything, will he simply stay at home, was the biggest fear I had. But it was so surprising. He when he liked something, right, he was not even sleeping. He was fully learning it. Like, he learned Rubik cube solving in 2 weeks without sleeping, asked everyone in the community to teach to him. He was putting night lights to do this. Now I was like, why do I have to fear? If he likes, he will learn. So that kind of thing came a lot.
Yes, I can see the same in my son, but the only thing what I'm not able to do is tap what his interests are.
Yeah.
I know there is something there, but I'm not able. The usual schools are not able to tap that talent.
Naveen, I would ask that we defer the discussion and also have others join the conversation. No, that's fine. Perfectly fine. And Abhilash, we need to have you plan more briefer presentations and responses. But just one quick thing, Ratnesh, you want to say it or shall I say it? Okay, so just that, Naveen, it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to learn for yourself. Your son will learn. And that's what Abhilash was indirectly saying. I just want to put it up front, that Ritvik will take care of his learning, Abhilash will take care of his learning.
Right.
And each of us, when we step up and take care of our own learning, that's when we really progress. So let's move. We have, I think, Anu Harish. Sorry, I missed your name. And we have Arpita who has joined us. Nara, if you would like to share some thoughts or questions. And Tahura, of course.
Hi,
Though
Ratnesh.
Tahura
Hi,
and Jolly
everyone.
have
Very
been
good
coming so
evening.
often. Yeah.
I'm Harinath here, me and Anuradha. Just wanted to inquire about uh, the prospects of kids joining your school. I have just come to know today. Maybe I'm not do not know much background about it, but my wife seemed to have spoken to someone, community members or some teacher, and understand that this could be one of the best schools that we can consider for our kids. So one is going to class 9, one is going to class 2. The younger one is going to class 2. So just wanted to know what are the possible admission timelines and whether both of them can join or only any one of them can join because of the class sections or the I'm not sure from what grade to what grade the school runs.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear a
Hari,
little bit on this, and then
yeah. So Hari, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, I mean, first thing is great to have you join us on the first day when you just got to know about Aarohi. But unfortunately, you have jumped into like the deep end of the swimming pool. So just a quick response. Aarohi is not a school. So it's not like we have grades and sections and classes. So it's a community of open learners. We follow a certain way of learning and living. And it's a very concrete, what shall I say? It's a very intense learning experience that we are all engaging in and living our lives. And so let's have a discussion maybe offline. Anu and you can contact Ratnesh or join us next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Next Saturday. No, let's not do it offline.
No direct. Okay, next Saturday. And also, I'll put the link for the website where we have recordings of earlier sessions, which will give you a good idea of what Aarohi is and how to join and all that. So just in the interest of time, because we are already at approaching 6:20. So others, if you would like to step into the conversation, please. Tahura, Jolly, Nara, Mayank, Arpita.
Sure.
Hi, I'm
somebody
Arpita
going
here.
to share somebody going to share some contact
Yes,
number.
we will share the link where you can find the website find the recordings of the earlier sessions. Yes.
Hi, I want to share something. Can I go ahead?
Please.
Yeah, hi, I'm Arpita. Today is the first session which I joined after half an hour or something. I missed a lot, I'm sure. But whatever I could hear, I know where I am right now. I know I'm in the right place. Actually, my daughter is 10 years old. She's just finishing her 5th standard. So final exams are here. But she hates school, completely hates school. I've been thinking about some other ways to teach her, but because of my work and all, I could not manage to do anything much. So now in this holidays, what I thought is she likes painting and drawing a lot. Actually, I'm into like creative field. So I keep making her do things. So she keeps doing that. So I told her if she finishes her studies or whatever she is supposed to finish this year, if she finishes, I'll make sure I teach her art, like a history of art, and I'll take her to different libraries and show her different books, because I have access to good libraries like design school libraries. So I'm going to take membership there for her. I told her I'll take you along and teach you everything, whatever possible, but you have to learn what you can. She said yes. So I hope it goes well. I hope I can manage to teach her what she likes, or I'll just give her opportunities so she can pick up whatever she can. And then I thought I'll teach her photography or videography, all those things. She likes all that, but I've never given her that chance. Actually thinking that my camera is expensive, I can't hand it to her. So now I'm thinking, let the camera go. She's learning something, so let me give her. Maybe I'll give her some tips to handle it in a correct way. That's it. So this summer holidays, I'm thinking I'll take full like time for her to teach her whatever she likes. So that's where I am right now. I hope I can manage it well. I'm trying to plan my days and my weeks, months in according to how to spend time with her. So in our family, I'm the only one who's taking effort for now. My husband is also for it, but he is a busy person on his work side. So that's why I'm like taking the step. I can just take a little time for all these things from my work. So I thought this is important, and she loves the thought of stopping school. So once we settle down with the a way of living or learning with you guys, maybe then we'll be stopping her studies from next year onwards. So that's what is going on with us.
No, the studies are not going to stop. They are just going to expand.
School.
Don't worry.
Yeah, maybe school, the regular school. Yeah, the regular school.
Yeah, thank
So
you. Thank
that's
you,
my
Arpita.
story.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you so much. And by the way, Abhilash is my younger brother.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm proud to say that because he is part of it. I can see completely
So
how
now
much
you know how
participation.
now you know how I'm influencing my nephew to get out of school.
Exactly. He speaks to her and she's surprised to think of that. That thought only surprises her. She was making faces when he spoke to her. He's like, leave it. What is there? Then I'm like, okay, fine, leave it. So we are in that conversation. So I'm happy to join here. So I hope I continue learning from you guys.
And vice versa. We hope we get a lot of learnings from you also. Like we will also be privileged to get some video and.
Oh yes, of course. It will be my pleasure. I would
Looking
love to do that.
to that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Arpita.
yeah.
Others, if you would like to, let's try to wrap up in another 10 minutes. So if you would like to share your thoughts, questions, please. Tahura and Jolly have been very quiet today. And but both have been joining us on the Saturday sessions quite often in the past few weeks. So they're already part of the circle in some sense. In fact, I was thinking I should ask Tahura about her planning and how it's going and whether she has picked up a few things. So would you mind sharing some, Jolly, Tahura?
Yeah, the reason why we didn't speak is because there's so much wealth of information today that we don't think that our information would be valuable enough, I guess. So it's so really amazing to hear Sandhya, Bilash, Dilip, everyone actually to understand this whole thing applying in their homes in this everyday life. I had one question for Sandhya and Abhilash. So like, I know you've said this how your day goes by, but like how would you like what is the agenda? Is there like an agenda to what we're doing, like a weekly, a monthly agenda, and then we're like, okay, this is something that we need to learn for ourselves, like we know that the kids are going to do by themselves. So like are we putting ourselves through something, into something to learn something? I don't know.
Okay, for me at least it is not like agenda fixed. It's more like it comes on the fly. Like yesterday I saw one of the kid,
Hey,
doing.
Abhilash, just 1 second. Can we have Sandhya speak?
Yeah, I'm asking you to
please don't mind.
Go ahead.
So yeah, right now we are actually trying to keep up with a weekly planning, and the whole agenda for the weekly planning is obviously taking care of all the household work, and that is it's like I'm not responsible for the house, solo responsible person for the house anymore. So I just want that thing to be out of my mind totally. So whatever I mean, in the house, three of us are living. So three of us are, equally contributors for in the house. So right from the household chores, we are, having a plan. So who's going to do what, when who can go outside for purchases, or such kind of a thing. And apart from that, personally what I want to do, that I make a list and I schedule assign a time for that. And the same way my son, he has a list of things what he wants to learn, or he wants to see, or whatever clubs he wants to attend. So based on that, he frames his own timetable. So we are right now just trying to stick to that timetable, and maybe as day passes we'll be improvising on it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks,
Thank you,
Sandhya. That was
Sandhya.
very valuable, actually. Thanks.
Tahura, your experiences are also very valuable, and I'm sure there's a lot of gems hidden in that. But let's defer that to the next Saturday's thing, and hopefully you will join us then as well.
Yeah, Dwiji, I also wanted to invite Nara. I don't know
Yes.
which country you're joining in from, since you said you are not in India. And that is, and also if you have any thought, it need not be a question.
Hi, well, one of the things that I've been just listening from everyone is about the planning and reflection. I use the same method, actually. I use it as weekly, monthly, and 3 monthly. We just revise and do every 3 months a reflection of, okay, how the kids are doing, how they feel with what they are doing, what the interest of what they've been learning or doing or whatever. And we say, okay, what is good, what we feel that is right in the way what we are doing, and what we can just change or explore something completely new. I use it mostly, my mind keeps in the weekly because the routines of doing the things is more easy for me to understand. In the way of my, for example, my son with 9 years old, he wants to do so much. In his point of view, he needs probably 3 or 4 more days in the week to fit all what he really wants to do. So and also at the end of the day comes the frustration of them of not being able to use all the day. Even they don't want to sleep because they want to do more things. Even the body is tired and the mind is tired and everything, but they just really want to do more things. I have two different ages and 2 different scenarios of learnings. And in my daughter with 12 years old, she's trying to really understand herself the deeply interest of the things. Because she's been doing so many things, because okay, let's try this, let's try the other things, lot of sports, art, dance, etc. But in some point they need to just narrow the interest, not only trying like a colibri, just going up and down with all the things. In some point they just narrow the interest to find a path of learning. So we are just working with her in this way. She's also very social, so it's something that we as a homeschoolers, even we have by the way, we are in Northern Ireland. Is the north part of Ireland, is part of UK. There is a huge homeschooling community, but everyone follow a different path, and mostly they follow more curriculum based than an open learning or child interest learning. So we try to apply more this and just sort a different resources online, tutors online, mostly activities as a sports. They do probably from Sunday to Sunday. Every day they have something to do. Yeah. And this is the planning. The planning comes probably on the interest. Okay, they have interest, but to cultivate any interest, you need to just work a little bit every day.
So Nara, we would like to connect with you and hear more from you. If you can join us one of the following Saturdays, and maybe Ratnesh or I can get in touch with you. And if you would care to go to our website and drop a message with your contact information, so that we can continue the conversation, and maybe have you join us and share how you, how you are practicing open learning in your family. Would be lovely to hear from you more. Karuna has been waiting patiently since joining. So please, if you would like to join the conversation.
No, what I would like to say is I joined this session today as a parent, looking at insights at how I can help my children. But end of the session, I've realized I first need to help myself with planning and reflection. Only then I will be able to help them. I think I need it even before them. That's all I need to sum it up.
Thank you. I think that's a wonderful summing up, Sujit. It's 6:30, so it's an awesome, let's say, way to wind up today's session.
Yeah, thank you, Karuna. So let's take a pause for today, and let's convene again on next Saturday. And the next Saturday is going to be a much lighter discussion, not as heavy, and more Q&A. So thank you, everyone. And as usual,
so especially for people who have joined first time, don't count this as first time. Count this as 0th time. And the next time we'll take all your questions and try to respond to them. Yeah, in detail.
In detail. And the website has our earlier recordings. This is like the 98th session. So there are 96, at least 96, 97 other sessions for which we have recordings online. So feel free to explore that. And of course, like some of you shared earlier, the live thing is happening every week. So you're welcome to join next Saturday and the Saturdays that follow.